Hey guys, Chase here. First off, sorry there hasn't been an episode in a while. I've been playing a little game called Mass Effect 3 for the last week and a half or so, so everything productive in my life has pretty much come to a screeching halt. So I thought as a filler in between videos, I would do like Ozzy Arcane did, my buddy over at reviewersunknown.com, and make a video just showing quickly my video game collection as to date, as of March 15th. I tried making a video like this a couple days ago, but then I just got a whole bunch of new shit, so decided I'd better redo it and actually show off everything. Plus, for some reason in the middle of my recording, the video died and I didn't even realize it, and I didn't even get half the games I wanted to in there. So, figured let's do it again. Gonna start off, well, if you can see behind me, I got my consoles kind of all lined up here. I did a little spring cleaning today, so can't really see. I'll kind of twist over here. So, here we got the PS3. As you've seen on my stream, it is backwards compatible, so I can play everything on it. We've got the Wii, and I've got it soft modded so that I can play import games and to like stuff that only gets released in PAL format. Got the Donkey Kong Lime Green Nintendo 64 with expansion pack, thank God, because I need it to play Majora's Mask and a couple other games. I recently got a Super Nintendo with the top light gray and the bottom beige faded out gray, and of course the NES behind me, which I finally got working after replacing the 72-pin connector. Behind me is, if you see on the stream, my modded Xbox, which I've been doing races on. That's where I keep all. If I want to stream, that's my preferred console for emulation, because I can sit down on the couch and play and stream instead of sitting on a computer chair. Although I did obtain a new computer chair, and that's a lot more comfortable than what I'm used to. And last down the line is my 360. You don't really see that. You've seen it before. You know it's an Elite 120 gig. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over all my old school games. I'm just going to hold them up in front of the camera here instead of winding it over, because I'm going to do that for the newer generations. So first off, go over the ones I already got out here. Just my regular Game Boy collection. Actually, you read the title of this. I keep saying it's my collection. Well, it's our collection, as in mine and my girlfriend Melanie's. We've combined our collections together, so it's our collection. First off, a very obscure Game Boy game called Nail and Scale. This is essentially what this is. It's by Data East. It's a puzzle platformer. You play this little guy and you shoot nails. You break blocks and you use nails as platforms. I repurchased this at a local pawn shop because this was originally a Christmas gift from my late grandmother. Just bought it for me for my Game Boy because she knew that was my console choice back in the day. And I just had fond memories of playing this. It's not like the greatest game in the world. It's fairly simple, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the hell out of it. Next up, this is actually my girlfriend's game. You may have seen it on the video a few weeks ago. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories for the Game Boy Color, which I haven't played too much of it. It looks alright, but I don't know. I think they started getting better with the game I'm going to show you later on. Next up, this is kind of embarrassing, but I have Metroid 2 Return of Samus with a really damaged label. Really damaged, but I ended up getting it cheap, so why not? Next up, Final Fantasy Legend 3, which is in actuality... oh, hang on a second here. It's not really focusing in on the cartridge, it's more focusing in on me there, so... Final Fantasy Legend 3, which is essentially a Saga series, and they just renamed it Final Fantasy because no one here in the States knew what Saga was, but this day and age, if people on the internet know that a JRPG is coming stateside, you better make sure it's the right name. And finally, so I'm going to pull it out here, this is my girlfriend's copy. It's Pokemon Gold with an actual working battery in it. because this thing was notorious for sucking the internal battery because holding the save file, there was a clock on it that actually ran by the day, so there was day and night progression, and it just killed it. I didn't, honestly, before I played Final Fantasy 2/4 on the Super Nintendo, I didn't know that batteries could die in cartridges. Now we're going to go into, there's a little pocket area I have here in my cabinet where I keep all my old, the classic cartridges. So, and I even got some in those tiny little blue cases. And this, oh, I thought this one was upside down, but I guess not. The first one being WrestleMania by Acclaim with the Hulkster on it, brother. This one, horrible game. Horrible wrestling game. But I will show you one of the ones that I just obtained recently that is my favorite wrestling game on the NES. And that's the next one in the series, WrestleMania Challenge with the Ultimate Warrior. Ugh, strong. There. Melly's getting a kick out of my scrunk. And I gotta get this tag off here, but I got the JVC Star Wars NES game. I really like to get my hands on the Namco Famicom version because that looks interesting. What's next here? Another blue cart, or blue case I should say, and this one houses Captain Skyhawk, probably one of the best jet fighting games next to Top Gun on the NES. This one actually, I have the instruction booklet with it. When I bought it, it came with it, so awesome. And next down the line is, and this one has the instruction booklet with it too. Really, really, really thin one. It's Blades of Steel, the best hockey game you can get on the NES. Love this game. Even have it on my Microsoft Game Room, the actual arcade game. Let's go through here. What do we got next? You saw me on this on the TNA video, Pro Wrestling. Next to WrestleMania is Challenge. This is my favorite wrestling game. I mean, can't go wrong with Starman and the classic A Winner Is You. The obligatory Tetris game, because you always gotta have Tetris for the NES. And in this box, finally in this box, is Super Mario Brothers 2, or Doki Doki Panic, as we all know. Move that box out of the way. I'm gonna be hucking boxes out here. Kind of feel like a parent on Christmas when the family comes over. They hunkle down underneath the Christmas tree and start pulling everything out, and it's like, well, Amy got this and Matt got this, and this was from Amy to Matt, and all that good stuff. Before I continue on the NES, I'll just go over the quick, like the 3 Super Nintendo games I own. I got Judge Dredd. I love this game. I haven't beaten it, but I love it. It's a pretty good action game. Your obligatory Super Mario World. Everyone's got it. WrestleMania, the arcade game, the fighting game. We went 2 out of 3 rounds. I like the only problem I have with this game is with this port. They only have 6 out of the 8 characters that were in the original. The original had. The ones that are missing out of this are Yokozuna and Bam Bam Bigelow. They just couldn't fit it on the cart for some reason. And finally, the Super Game Boy. The adapter for the Super Nintendo so I can play Pokemon Gold on my TV. And not have it be emulated. Oh, and you're probably never going to see this in another collection video if I ever do another one. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Being that this is going to be... I'm selling this with a retro console, a retro clone console that I have, just because for some reason I'm not a Sega fan. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I mean, Sonic's a good game. It's just I don't see myself collecting any other Genesis games. The only one I can ever think of would be Contra Hardcore and Castlevania Bloodlines. Those are the only ones I can ever think of actually picking up. All right, so continuing on with regular Nintendo. I don't have Rob the Robot, but I do have Gyromite. Might get a Rob sometime. You never know. See what happens. And this one, I actually have a sleeve with it. Yeah, exactly. Up next, we got Mad Comics Spy vs. Spy vs. Spy. Not bad. I actually should try playing it 2 players. And of course, you can't have an NES collection without having an obligatory Mario vs. Duck Hunt cart. Of course, the only game I can play on this is Mario because I have an LCD TV and I can't use a zapper worth shit. And you saw this on my thrift store vlog. Let's call this Castlevania. The fuck? The fuck is wrong with me? I'm having one of your days. Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. You saw it on the video. I got it for $10. Alright, the last shoebox.
I'm gonna have to get ourselves a special box to put all those in.
Yeah.
At least
or a bookcase. You get into the bookcase, should be fine. The only complete in-box game that I own is Zorda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2. Which I haven't had enough time to play even number 1, which I have in here somewhere. But I got this with my retro on system. I'll tell you a story. I was eventually going to get the Legend of Zelda off this guy, the gold card Legend of Zelda. Only problem is that I'll use the golden card as an example. Picture the Legend of Zelda. It's pristine gold card, except it's not pristine. It snaps in the middle, and it's held together with like beige packing tape. I wept. I mean, like, he said it worked. He showed me it worked, but do you really want, like, this thing has a couple of nicks and scratches on the back of it. I don't mind that, but I mean, when the cartridge is snapped in half, you don't want that. Anyway, again, you can't have a collection without Super Mario Bros. 3, greatest game of all time.
I used to draw that guy the other day, last year.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Probably one of my favorite beat 'em ups on the NES. Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Oh god, beating that legit for the first time when I was like 10 was the best thing in the world. Of course, Metal Gear with Kyle Reese, Sarah Connor. Go with me if you want to live. Oh, I used to do that voice. I'm dreading the Metal Gear Solid HD Achievement Horror video I'm going to eventually do. I'm going to blow my voice out. RBI Baseball. Out of the millions of baseball games, this is my favorite one. And it's the Tenjin Blackheart. Up next, a game I will never beat legit. Battletoads. Got that in there. Super Contra. I want regular Contra, but Super C will do just fine for now. Star Tropics 1. Great game. Mixture of like a top-down like Dragon Warrior Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda once you get into the dungeons. And you guys saw me race Test Zero, Ozzy Arcane, and Isaac 232. I keep getting his numbers mixed up. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came in second place, just barely. I was hoping that Tess would fuck up at some point there, but he lucked out by finding the Technodrome in this first sewer. Rat bastard. Love you, Doug. Up next, I'm Batman. Next up, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, best Batman game out there. Although, if you guys ever find a copy of Batman Returns on the NES or Batman on Game Boy, those are pretty good Batman games as well. Dragon Warrior. I gotta have at least one Dragon Warrior game. This is the one I always seem to get. Is 2, 3, and 4 are so rare. And I hate you, Ozzy, because you've got almost every goddamn Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior game ever. I'm so jealous of you. My favorite game of all time, probably the second game I've beaten on the NES growing up, Bionic Commando. First one was Mario Brothers. My mom bought one from a local Kmart, whatever. Took it home that night, beat it, because I played it so many times on my uncle's console. And because everyone needs a pirate cart, that's my pirate cart. 63-in-1. This one's got, your obligatory black box games. You got your pinball, you got your Urban Champion, you've got and you got the Namco games that didn't make it over here, like Dig Dug. You got Low Runner, you've got Star Force, you got Donkey Kong Jr. You know the deal. If you've ever had a pirate cart or downloaded a ROM that said 52-in-1, odds are the games are in here. Or even bought those pirated controllers from like what are those things called? Flea Markets. God, Retro Hunters will fucking kill me. Alright, so those are my NES, SNES, and U-Boy games. And now, Oh, I forgot one more. Legacy of the Wizard. Great side-scrolling RPG, and then it's attached to the Game Genie. I was trying to get it to work because I think there's some problems with that cartridge. It doesn't run too well. Right now, gonna have to move here out of frame. Sorry. Gonna open up the door here for my Nintendo 64 collection, which steadily grew over the last couple days, and I keep them all in this thing. This is a 28 cartridge drawer. It's it's kind of like holding like VHS or cassettes. For you youngins out there, that's what we old folks used to watch for your DVDs and your Blu-rays and your make-out parties. Anyway, Family Guy joke. All right, so we'll peer through these.
I thought it was more than
here. What's that?
I thought it was also from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think Lil Karibo ever made your make-out parties joke. Anyways, one of my all-time, as I get comfortable here.
Do you want
I am sitting on my ass here. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. All right. Starting off the game. What system am I on again? 64. Thank you, honey. All right. Favorite game one of my favorite games on the N64. N64. Blast Corps. I really wish Rare would re-release this on like XBLA, HD remake or whatever, but no, they just want to make shitty Kinect games. Next, your Star Fox 64. Do a barrel roll. No one ever quotes the other peppy lines. It's like, you got an enemy on your tail. Use the brake. GoldenEye 64. The best shooter at the time, these day and age. Since you're so used to dual analog sticks or playing with a keyboard and mouse, try putting this in and playing it again. I guarantee you will suck at it. The gold cart of Majora's Mask with a little hologram on it. I never knew that you absolutely needed the expansion pack to play this game. So I bought it from a second-hand store and I popped it in. It's like, why is it running? It's like, expansion port needed. I'm like, oh god. I searched high and low that day finding one. And I found one for $5, so it was all good. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire. Love this game. Love the first level there, playing as the snow speeder, doing the Battle of Hoth. Always classic. Alright, and I really got to be careful with this price tag on this one. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, or Zelda 64. You gotta have that in your collection. Now, interesting story with this game is that I lent this one here to my buddy Remy. WWF No Mercy. He was having a gamers night and he wanted to borrow this in my 64 controllers. He's like, I'll make it up to you, I promise. So he brought it back, and he also gave me this. He got it at a thrift store. This is WCW NWO Revenge. This was the last THQ produced WCW game, and then everything went to shit, just like the company. And I find it funny that if you look on the label, you've got Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Bill Goldberg, and Raven. The fuck's Raven doing on there? I mean, he was half decent, but I mean, like, you know, you couldn't put Sting on there or anything. And you can't have a 64 without Super Mario 64. The game that defined 3D. Girlfriend and I played this the other night, Mario Party 3. Don't really like it as much as 2. I'm trying to get 2, or if I can find 1. 3, there was a moment there where the computer found a hidden block and there was a star in it, and I was like, fuck you. And every time we find a hidden block, it's always filled with skeleton keys that we don't need. Pokemon Snap. Gotta love just taking pictures of Pokemon. But then, you gotta love battling them too, so that's why we got Pokemon Stadium. And I need to get a transfer pack and blue and red and yellow so we can actually upload Pokemon. Paper Mario, which I need to sit down and play sometime. So I heard this is a really, really good RPG. And we got 2 more games left, which are We played this last night. It was a lot of fun. Mario Golf.
Yeah, you beat my butt.
Okay, I was -5 and she was plus 20.
22.
22. Ooh, sorry. I wouldn't admit that was 22. Yeah. I'm slowly training her on.
I was playing those type of games. I hadn't played those games since.
Yeah, you're rusty, and we
Siobhan
need to
and I
get
were
you.
neighbors.
We gotta get you into consoles.
Yep.
And the final game there, which I got the other day, Turok 2: The Seeds of Evil. Another first-person shooter game that's really, really, really hard because we're so used to dual analog sticks in games like Halo and Modern Warfare and all that. So that's all my classic systems. So.